Hello everybody, it's Eli back in another video, and today this is a remake of one of my deleted videos. The reason why I deleted the original video was because there was a few misinformation about some of the unused content, and one of them ended up actually being a custom-made CG by a fan, meaning that was a fake information, so I do apologize for that if anybody saw that and thought it was actually real. Most of this information came from the Doki wiki, others I actually found in the game's files. And last but not least, the Natsuki and Yuri WoW will be coming out pretty soon. It depends on how much spare time I have in a day, because sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm not. With all that said, let's get right into the video. There is an unused expression from Natsuki. I believe that this was meant to be during the closet scene where she calls you a sicko. There was also two unused expressions of Yuri. The next unused content can be found in the game's files, where you see this image of what looks to be a house. A lot of people believe that this is Monika's house, but there's not really much evidence to back that up. This could just be another location place or possibly one of the Doki's houses. But unfortunately, there was no further information other than just the picture. When Dan Slovato was creating Act 3, he had the idea of Monika preventing you from quitting the game. Meaning that if you were to try to exit during Act 3, you wouldn't be able to. Dan believes that every single game should respect the player's choice of quitting the game and just returning to normal life by choice. But he did improvise by having it to where Monika would ask questions if you were to quit the game and come right back. Another scrapped idea comes from Monika's second poem during Act 2. The idea is when you see the delete her text, when you scroll up, the rest of the poem would be empty. That would have been cool, but it's not that much of a deal breaker. We all know that in the bad ending, the CGs you didn't unlock will be grayed out. With that said, here are two unused versions of the Yuri CGs being grayed out. In Act 2, you are always guaranteed to get the first two Yuri CGs, making these unused. These next two were actually in previous versions before they were removed in future updates. The first deleted content comes from Sayori's suicide scene. If you try to quit during that scene, you would get a "Are you sure you want to quit?" messed up and distorted, with Sayori's face rapidly going discolored back to regular color. Dan felt as if it was rude to those who emotionally couldn't handle this scene and removed this asset. In the same exact versions of the game, Monika originally mentioned Smash Bros. I couldn't download any of the previous versions, so I had to resort to finding clips of other people getting it, and there was barely any at all. I was only able to find one, in fact. These two are more of sketches than unused content, but there are two values to these two specifically that I think is worth mentioning. The first one is a sketch of the third Sayori CG where she hugs you. You can tell that the scene is angled differently to its predecessor. It's funny how this is flipped, which would explain why Sayori's bow is on the other side in the final version. In the sketches of the title, Natsuki's face is aiming at a different direction, making me wonder if her face was originally meant to aim that way. Pretty neat, right?